Today, I am very excited. This is the Casio MRG-B5000B-1, the top of the line premium square G-Shock, really the best square G-Shock you can buy. Full disclosure, I have opened the box once before. I bought this on Chrono24 and I wanted to confirm reception so that the seller could get paid. And I also want to remove any personal information that might be visible in the box. So that's not visible on camera. The other disclosure is that I bought this used. So what you're seeing might not be exactly how things would be presented if you were buying this new. So let's get started. So before we get to the actual watch, now it came with a little travel pouch, which is very nice, but I don't know if you buy this new, I don't know if you're going to get one of these pouches. So let's have a look at what's inside. Right, so you have the little bits and bobs that you normally get when you buy a G-Shock. So this is a G-Shock warranty, sorry, this is the MRG warranty card, which is different from the G-Shock warranty card. This is what you get with your regular G-Shocks. And I believe this gives you an extra year of warranty. That's cool. I don't know if the warranty is actually transferable between owners, so I don't know if that's actually useful. Some FCC statements and a little pamphlet that says what to do if your watch stops or does not operate normally. Always useful if something goes wrong. It also comes with a microfiber cloth little thing. This is funny because I've read on the internet that this watch is a bit of a smudge magnet. So perhaps Casio knew that and included this. That'd be quite funny. So that's there. And that's it. It's a little travel pouch that is quite useful, I suppose, if you're traveling somewhere and you don't have your MRG on your wrist, although I don't know why you wouldn't. Now let's look at the box itself, right? This is a big moment. White box, MRG written on top in silver. G-Shock written also in silver in the front. Just some text at the back. I don't think that's particularly interesting. But yes, quite a nice box. You open that. You get a wooden box that is also shiny, and it's got the MRG logo in sort of brushed metal, and the G-Shock logo is just printed on. Now, before we get to the box itself, there's a little thing here, a little pouch, I suppose, and that has. Oh, right. So this is, I know the bracelet uses a pin and collar system. So this is just a spare pin and collar. There aren't any extra links because the seller did tell me that they had not sized the bracelet yet. So I get to do that for myself, which is quite nice. So that's, that's the pin and collar. This is, read this first, MRG. This looks like the manual. It's a printed manual. It's quite thick actually, but also because it's got multiple languages, but it's quite nice. It's a thicker manual than I got with the all metal MIP G-Shock. And this is warranty information. So that's all the bits and bobs you can get. And now we get to the actual box. Now, this is very exciting. This is the actual box. I'm going to put this aside. Now, this box has this sort of piano-like texture, sort of wooden. It's quite nice. I compare it it's quite similar to the Longines box I got with the Hydro Conquest. So we're gonna open it. And there it is. There you have the MRG. I'm gonna take it off. Also, you've got the MRG logo here. And this material is sort of like beige sofa material, really. So that's a very nice box, I have to say. It's got a little cushion. It's quite nice. And then you have the watch itself. And wow, the first thing I can tell is compared to the stainless steel version, this is titanium. It's a lot lighter. Right. Now, what do we notice? The first thing I noticed, actually, the first few things, apart from the weight, are the sort of bits that are the thin red line, which is very, very shiny, I must say. So thin red line and the things in gold. So you've got the shock resist written on top there and the MRG logo. Now I don't know how these logos were applied. They do look applied, but they look really, really nice. And I've got to say, it's not like a black. It's a sort of gunmetal. And it really changes based on the light. Now, I don't know how much of this you can see on camera, but it's polished. All of it is polished, as far as I can tell. Oh, maybe the sides are a bit brushed, actually. The sides are a bit brushed. But certainly the front of the watch is completely polished. And it's very shiny. But it's not shiny in sort of the way silver would be shiny. It's shiny, but it's still subdued because it is still black. Oh, there's a little hang tag here. MRG, Bluetooth. Oh, wow. See, now, this is what I love about Casio. They have words like wave scepter, tough solar, and also, of course, it's the multi-band 6 must be written. Yes, and you've got multi-band 6 written at the bottom there. I love these terms. They're so retro-futuristic. I absolutely adore it. It does have Bluetooth functions. We'll look at that in the review, maybe. I'm not so interested in those, actually. You've got the clasp here. It is brushed, this bit. It says MRG. And you've got this lock up. So the lock is not actually engaged. So I know it's got a locking function. So if I put this in, it's in gold. I do that. I can't open this. So it's a security system. I know that there's like different types of titanium used. I think there's like DAT55G, titanium 64, and I know that the bezel is something called COBARION, and that's some sort of alloy that was made in a Japanese university. So we'll look at all that in the review, but honestly, this is absolutely stunning. Like the edges, now if you compare with, say, the metal G-Shock, that whole bit of the top is one piece, so the edges are not that sharp. But with this one, because it's a 25-piece metal bezel construction, you've got very sharp lines, and every single piece, oh yeah, you can see here that on the edges there, oh, the light just turned on. Oh, you know what that is? I think that is you can set up so when you flick your wrist, it turns on. And I think that's what happens. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that is, I mean, I think it works better on your wrist. But yeah, so it turns, there's an Autolight feature. But what I want to say was the edges are very, very sharp. They've done Zaratsu polishing. So that's like the mirror-like finish that you have on the bezel and some parts of the case itself. So this watch was made in the Yamagata factory, the top of the line sort of premium production facility. And it has that very, very premium finishing. In fact, I don't know any other watch, or I've not personally handled any watch that feels or looks like this. It looks absolutely stunning, shiny, but also subdued somehow. And I know what they mean when they say it's a smudge magnet. You can already tell on the bracelets. I don't think that would bother me very much. I don't intend to baby this watch. Oh yeah, I've not showed you the case back. Yeah, the case back it's gold plated. I think it's ion plated gold color, but it's a very subtle gold. It's not like a full-on intense gold. And it's got a bunch of things written on it, including sort of the MRG logo. And the pushers are also gold colored. So there's like little gold accents that are quite nice, but it's not in your face. Oh, and also these screws. So again, in the original metal resin, they're just indentations, right? They're just indentations. And on this one, they are actual screws, but all along the bracelet. So these are all real screws. And I can't quite tell, but I feel like the screws have different kind of polishing sort of compared to the links. But it's very hard to tell. I think that the screws are polished more than the actual case. But this is absolutely stunning. Now, I'm going to take off my Certina DS Action that's on my wrist for a bit and try it on. Of course, it's not sized for me, but it can give me an idea of how this looks like. Gosh, that is absolutely brilliant. That is very stealthy. It's also that bit of shiny that it could go with a suit or if you're at a formal occasion. And it is absolutely stunning. I mean, in real life, it is something else. And that thin red line does shimmer in a way that is very, very pleasing. There are a couple of other colors, but this is the sort of an homage to the original design of the 1983 G-Shock. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop this video and I'm going to size this bracelet. I'm going to enjoy setting this watch up with all my time zones, my alarms, and actually step up perhaps and see what it looks like in real life. Well, in real life, in natural light. Thanks for watching, and there will be a video comparison with the BZ5000 BD, the MIP square. Oh, there you can really tell the difference actually. And I will also post a full review of the MRG, but that'll come a couple of months later when I'll have had this on my wrist for that time. So I can give you sort of a more considered review. I hope you've enjoyed this. Subscribe if you'd like to watch those upcoming videos. There will also be a review of the Longines Hydro Conquest 39mm and a couple of other watches that I've already planned. Thanks again, and we'll talk later. Bye.